Tonight, we report on yet another abduction that took place in the capital in the dead of the night. Footage has surfaced of a man who pleaded with his abductors to release him before they bundled him into an unmarked vehicle on Saturday night. NTV's senior crimes and investigative reporter, Ngina Kerori, managed to track down one of the witnesses who saw what happened and brings us this report.
Rashid, not his real name, is antsy, not just from being one of the people who witnessed the abduction that happened last night in South Bay area in Nairobi, but from the last screams he heard from this man before he was bundled into an unmarked car and driven off to no one knows where. For context, this disturbing tale starts at roughly 9 p.m. on Saturday night. Residents in South Bay area heard screams coming from this alleyway from a man who was begging not to be killed.
Being a festive season, abroad wanapiga kelele. But so the noise ikakuwa intense, nikaamua ifungue mlango, tuende nje kuangalia. Kwenda nje, we saw a young man running and someone was chasing him.
Rashid and other neighbors began yelling at the abductors to stop their acts without success.
And this guy was screaming like, you cannot take me, you'd rather kill me. At this time, neighbors walikuwa wameshaanza kutoka. Some of us shouted, hey, mwacheni, but we had like a gun cock. So everyone again retreated back to the house.
Just like in many other recent abductions, the vehicle that took the unknown man in South Bay bore no registration numbers. NTV reached out to the police spokesperson to notify them about the abduction, but our calls and messages went unanswered. We also inquired how a vehicle bearing no number plates was not flagged, despite police stations and other security agencies running patrols during the night, but we received no response. Through the acts of the residents here, this abduction was exposed, but not devoid of the fear that they endured while doing it, considering how frequent abductions have become in the country.
I felt very scared for that. During that time, like everything, I felt like, hey, maybe I can be next.
This incident comes as pressure continues to mount for the release of Billy Mwangi and 6 others. As protests in Embu County raged on this past week, the county security bosses held a strategy meeting Sunday over Billy's disappearance.
The police received the petition from the family of Billy Mwangi, and we are working on it.
The whereabouts of Peter Muteti, Steve Kavingo, and Gideon Kibet, alias Kibet Bull, and 82 others continue to remain unknown. The abduction in South Bay adds to the growing list of incidents that are thriving under the secrecy of darkness force and a coordinated operation. For a country which was recently elected to the UN Human Rights Council, some argue that it is a bitter irony that the citizens of the state feel so vulnerable to the faceless abductors who may very well be preying on their next victim. Ngina Kerori, NTV, Nairobi.